All right, now to entertainment news and Rick's reviews. 17's entertainment expert Rick Bentley joining us in studio with your review of I.S.S. And I enjoy science fiction. I'm not really into the super sci-fi, but you say space and I'm in.
Yep.
So I really want to know what you think about this one.
Well, I will tell you this right up front. It's a good thing it's raining this weekend. You won't feel guilty by not going to see this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Basically, I.S.S., which stands for the International Space Station, is a movie that should have been done about 60 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because it really deals with that sort of pre-Cold War era where the United States and Russia hated each other. And then it would have been fit for maybe for an episode of The Twilight Zone where we would have had this thriller that had a twist ending. So we have an old enemy and a film that doesn't have a twist.
Really?
What we have is Ariana DeBus, who you probably remember from West Side Story,
yes,
is an astronaut, one of two that is sent up to the International Space Station. Now, since that was built in the 70s, it's always been manned by astronauts and cosmonauts. It's sort of that way of the United States and Russia after the Cold War saying, we're going to work a little bit together. All right. She gets there and she looks out the window and she sees all these explosions in America. She says, oh, look, volcano. Oh, wait, it's not. So apparently both the astronauts and the cosmonauts get a message from the ground saying, we're at war with each other. The U.S. and the Russians are at war. You need to take control of the I.S.S. at any cost. This sets off a battle between the three astronauts and the cosmonauts to take control of the space station.
Okay.
Now, the problem you have with it is, one, it's in space, so everything feels like it's moving in slow motion. Secondly, it's in a space station where it's like trying to have a thriller in a phone booth.
Right, it's so tight.
Well, there's no place to hide, there's no place to run, so you sort of have to fake these sort of thrilling moments. So even at 85 minutes, it feels like a very slow movie. And the other thing I didn't like about it was, again, I referenced Twilight Zone. Those films were always great because we'd start with a general story. Ooh, we're at war, and then there'd be this twist at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just going on in somebody's head. It was a fake. Just to test the, This film has no twists. We take it all through the battles. We get to the end. Some people make it, some don't. I'm not going to tell you. It doesn't matter because it's really a film that is not that bad. It's just not that good. It just sort of it moves along for 85 minutes. So at that point, I just got, I just was glad to get over with it. And it really felt like I've been through those 3-hour and 3.5-hour movies where it's felt much shorter than this film.
Really?
Yep.
So it's slow and it kind of drags, but I watched the trailer and we were just showing you some of that video. It looks visually beautiful. If you shut off your brain for the plot, is it still a pretty movie?
Well, it's nice to see the inner workings of this, and I don't know how much they copied the International Space Station. And I like all that. And again, I'm like you, I love science, but this really isn't science fiction. It's set in space, but it really is sort of this war story between the Russians and the Americans. It just happens to be set on a space station where nobody has a gun.
Oh, right. Yeah. And then how's the acting?
Well, the acting is okay, but when you don't have much to say, you don't have much to do, it doesn't matter. It's you just. Even Meryl Streep would have had a hard time making this thriller a thriller. And
we know she's just the best.
She
I enjoy her.
She can
so
do
much.
anything, except I don't think she could have helped this film.
Right. So you've said it. It's not the best. It's not that great. What are you going to rank it?
Yeah, it gets a C- for me.
C-. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe stream it at home and then you can turn it off if you just want to give up.
It's one of those things. If it was a nice day, maybe you'd go to the theater. It's going to rain. No.
You're just going to stay home and watch football, you said. I love that.
Exactly.
And stay tuned. Coming up next, we're going to introduce you to a baby giraffe and a puppy.